immerse ourselves deeper into the whirlwind of time, sensing the scent of oil, leather, and steel. It's the year 1096, a period when blades ring out, and the walls of Byzantine cities vibrate. This is a time when castles become bastions of hope, and knights are the conduits of the grand and mysterious. Welcome to the era of the First Crusade, events that interwove the world in the heart of the Middle Ages. In the year 1096, the great Pope Urban II rises in Clermont-Ferrand, chanting the call to the Crusade, a sacred expedition to liberate the Holy Land from the infidels. This call, like a storm on the horizon, gathers thousands of crusaders under its banner. The journey begins, and the world enters a whirlwind of events. This moment becomes a historical chord, opening the great saga of the First Crusade. Like inspired musicians before a crucial performance, the Crusaders gather their strength to meet the challenges fate has thrown their way. Peter the Hermit, like the first violin in the orchestra, stands before the crowd, urging peasants and knights to follow him on this great journey. But what motivates them to move forward? Is it a passion for the liberation of holy places, a thirst for adventure, or a desire for new territories and wealth? Faces stand out in the crowd: Godfrey of Bouillon, Bohemond of Taranto, and Gaston of Flanders. They are like captains before an important match, determined to lead their people to a new star on the eastern horizon. And so begins this grand song. Crusaders raise their swords and shields, like a team of the finest warriors ready to fight for their faith. The first significant battle occurs in 1097, when a Crusader army led by Count Raymond IV of Toulouse and Bohemond of Taranto clashes with the Seljuks under the walls of Nicaea. This battle becomes a kind of prologue in the campaign, a harbinger of the difficulties and trials the army will face. After a long and challenging journey, the Crusaders reach Doryleum. Count Raymond IV of Toulouse, an outstanding strategist and experienced military commander, decides to confront the Seljuk forces threatening their path. This battle becomes the first serious trial for the Crusaders and their leaders. The battle begins on a hot summer day. The Seljuks, agile and familiar with the terrain, use their tactical flexibility to strike the dispersed Crusaders. Despite the cohesion of the Seljuk army, Count Raymond takes decisive measures in time. His brave knights and peasants stand shoulder to shoulder, creating an impenetrable wall of shields and spears. In the end, the Crusaders achieve victory, repelling the Seljuk attack and advancing further on their path. The Battle of Doryleum becomes a kind of introduction to the harsh reality of the Eastern campaigns, fortifying the spirit of the Crusaders before more serious challenges. The next milestone is the Siege of Antioch, beginning in 1097 and concluding in 1098. Antioch, one of the key cities on the way to Jerusalem, becomes the target of a siege by the Crusaders. This city, rich and strategically important, poses a serious challenge for the First Crusade's army. The siege begins in October 1097 and lasts almost 8 months. Internal discord erupts within the city as the Crusader army consists of a diverse group of warriors united by a common goal but differing in origin and interests. Hunger, disease, and tension inside the besieged city make the situation challenging for both the Crusaders and the defenders of Antioch. The most famous and crucial battle of the First Crusade was the Battle of Antioch in 1098. This battle stands out for its complexity and significance. The fighting here lasted for several days, and internal disagreements within the Crusader army almost led to failure. However, thanks to the perseverance and dedication of Godfrey of Bouillon and other knights, Antioch was brought under the control of the Crusaders. Next, in 1099, The Battle of Ascalon becomes the final act of the crusade. Here, the Crusader army, led by Godfrey of Bouillon, confronts the Fatimid defenders of Jerusalem. This battle marks the culmination of the crusade. The siege of Jerusalem lasts for several weeks, and ultimately, on July 15, 1099, the city is stormed. Godfrey of Bouillon is proclaimed the first Christian ruler of Jerusalem. Thus, the First Crusade, which began as a religious expedition, transformed into a series of battles that shaped the course of events in the region. The battles of Nicaea, Dorylaeum, Antioch, and finally Jerusalem became pivotal moments of this campaign. Victory beneath the walls of Jerusalem is a triumph, akin to a team winning the World Cup. But let this story not overshadow the trials and tribulations of this journey. War, the thirst for adventure, faith and doubts, all these elements, like rays of light in a medieval Gothic cathedral, create a unique image of this time. So concludes the First Crusade, but the echo of its history resonates through the centuries. It was a time when knights left their mark on the pages of history, and the Holy Land witnessed the greatest events. With each breath of time, we feel the resonance of this journey and understand that the Great Crusade not only changed the map of the world, but also left its mark in the hearts of those who dared to raise their swords in the name of faith and adventure.